Hello, welcome to Yoga with Rach and Rach. Thank you very much for joining me. Welcome to our new series sequence. We're moving into Libra, and this is our new mudra, which is a hand gesture, and our mantra, which is something you can chant, but we're relating it specifically to the zodiac sign that we're moving through. So the sun moved into Libra on the 23rd, so not just long past that. We also then moved into, or celebrated, the autumnal equinox. So we're officially in the season of autumn. So we're also now in the season of Libra. So the sun moved into Libra also on the 23rd as we went into the autumn equinox. So the autumn equinox, we have two. We have the spring and then the autumn equinox. For us here in the northern hemisphere, we're in the autumn equinox. For those of you watching that are in the southern hemisphere, you're now moving into the spring equinox and through into spring. So equinox is equal. So this is when we had an equal amount of light and darkness, or day and night. And now for us in the northern hemisphere, now we've gone through the autumnal equinox, the days will start to get darker and darker and darker and darker until we move into the winter solstice near the end of the year, and then we start to get a little bit more light slowly increasing. So it's not actually that long, but it does feel like it for some of us. So it's finding that balance. So on Saturday, so in 2 days, we move into the new moon into Libra. So both the sun and the moon will be in Libra, and Libra is actually represented by the scales. So it is literally about finding that balance. So Libra is our next air sign. So anything can kind of tip the scales quite easily because we are in that element of air, but we're trying to find that balance, being equally balanced, light and darkness, or nighttime and daytime, but we're trying to find that even balance. And this is also what we'll be highlighting when we move into the physical practice, when we work with finding that balance between strength and flexibility, but we'll get more into that next week. So we're going to be working with, if you haven't already probably guessed, our mantra is actually going to be I am balanced. I am balanced. So it's all about finding that balance, and for a lot of us we can hold on to a lot of stress, and it's being able to release and let that go. And because we have moved into, officially in the northern hemisphere, the autumn equinox, we've moved through into autumn, we're going to be noticing, if we haven't already, that all the leaves are starting to fall from the trees, and it's highlighting that release and letting go. So sometimes to keep that balance, we need to let go of something rather than holding on. So it's all about inviting in that balance into our practice. And the mudra, or our hand gesture that I've selected, I will write it in the description. I'll be writing a blog on this one. I have not got a clue, I'm going to be honest, how to pronounce this one in Sanskrit, but it is all about letting go. As soon as I saw that this one is a letting go gesture, and that's exactly what we want to be focusing on as we move through into the season of autumn. Much like most of the trees release their leaves, it's all about that releasing and letting go. So this particular gesture or mudra is all about the art of letting go. And we're now, like I said, moving into the element of air. And when we look at the hands, the thumb and all the fingers are actually representations of all those different elements. So our previous mudra, we were focusing on the ring fingers because the ring finger is what represents the element of earth. But now we're moving into the air element, and that is actually the index finger. So this mudra, the setup is very similar to the Kali mudra we've just been practicing. So we're going to bring the hands together in front of the heart. You're going to interlace all the fingers apart from the index fingers. So this one, if you've worked with me with, say, the core work, we've sometimes nicknamed this the Charlie's Angels mudra. But this one, now we're going into how we're using it, because we're pointing the fingertips up. If we were working with the Charlie's Angel mudra, we point the fingers away. But this one, we're specifically sitting here, arms are relaxed, shoulders relaxed. So finding that comfortable seat, and bring the hands together in front of the heart, interlacing the fingers, and bring the index fingers together to touch, with the index fingers pointing up to the ceiling or to the sky. Closing your eyes, and as you focus on your breath, think about or focus also on the mantra, I am balanced. I am balanced. I am balanced. So where do you bring balance into your life? Where in your life could need more balance? And so really, really simple with our balance is, are we balanced between our inhale and exhale? So we could just be aware of the count of the breath. So you might inhale and start to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And just continue with that. Don't worry if your breath is shorter or even longer, but see if you can keep that awareness as you hold your letting go gesture or letting go mudra, focusing on I am balanced. See if you can bring that balance to your inhale and exhale without forcing the breath. So don't worry if today maybe you're inhaling to 4 but you're exhaling to 6 or even up to 8, because that is quite a common practice in a yoga practice, to extend or lengthen the exhale. So it might be that you need to, or have a go with working with extending your inhale, so your inhale is just as long as the exhale in this practice. But don't force it, don't push, don't try to control the breath, just become aware of it. Just notice, are you balanced? Is it easy? Does it feel quite challenging just to find that balance in your breath? And starting there, it's perfectly fine. If the mind wanders, come back to your breath, or just stay focusing on the mantra, I am balanced. I am balanced. I am balanced. You might focus on that over the next few days as we move towards the new moon. Maybe you're starting to focus on setting your intentions. So those intentions might be, how can you create more balance in your life? Whether that's on the mat, in your personal life or work life. How can you create more balance? And whenever you're ready, so you might stay here for a little bit longer in your mudra, focusing on that mantra, focusing on the breath, inhaling, just counting how long the inhale is, and then exhaling, counting how long the exhale is. And notice the difference between the two. Is there a balance? Is it even between the two? Do you have a shorter shorter inhale than you do to your exhale, which again is completely normal? And see whether, if you do, rather than shortening your exhale, see can you expand the inhale for longer. So have a go, let me know how you get on in the comments below, and I shall see you next week for our first physical movement through into our Libra practice. Enjoy the new moon on Saturday, and I shall see you next week. See you later. Namaste.